Well, I'm at mound B. I don't know if it's a part 5 or 6, 4 or 5, but I read this before I started recording. All right, I'm gonna get right to it. Mound B is the oldest mound at Poverty Point. Radiocarbon dating of charcoal formed from the mound indicates that its construction began about 1600 BC. Mound B today is about 20 feet high, and it is 180 feet in diameter at its base. Originally, the mound had a perfect conical form, but archaeological excavations in 1955 inadvertently altered its shape. So it looked very different from what you see now. It looked like an actual cone or a pyramid. Come on, man. The topsoil was removed before mound construction began. After that, the mound was built in 7 construction stages, including 3 major flat-top platforms made of silt loam. The floors of the platforms had fire pits, charcoal, and possible post holes, indicating that some activities occurred there. A conical silt loam mantle was placed over the entire mound for the last construction stage, providing the final shape of the mound. Woven baskets and skin containers used to haul dirt left impressions in the fill of the mound. These have allowed archaeologists to better understand the ancient earth moving techniques. It's the way you can move earth by dirt. You can move it, but they could be talking about a way you can move earth through plate tectonics. So how the shit had came apart at one time, shit, you gotta destroy it just to bring it back together, damn near. And that's what I'm here for. I'm not here at this place, here to receive massive amounts of energy, but also to understand something that I forgot about a couple thousand years ago. Just remembering again, that's it. Oh yeah, at the big mound I was at Mound A. Oh my goodness, did some libations. Emptied the whole clip, 900 or close to 1,000 names. Man, it felt so powerful. Before I started my libations, this is what it looks out there. See how they have all the fire pits. Fire pit, we have a walking and sitting area, and another area behind that. I guess where everybody else would be sitting at too, also, where they had cut the grass at in the open space. Well, when I was on my libations, it was very sunny when I first started, but right when I I was just getting into it, like more than like a tenth of the way or a quarter of the way through. Man, just the clouds just started coming right over me. It started coming right over the top of my head. So I understand what's going on. Dark clouds. That's all I'm gonna say. Dark clouds. Let me zoom out so y'all can see what I see, the way I see it. See, and that's like, I think it's some water down there, like a little, like a bayou down there or something. But you see, as you can see, the land goes back up. See the land. This is the little stop right here, where your land going higher back up. So there's water in between here. All right, I'm gonna show you what it looks like around me. And what was so crazy, when I was sitting there reading before I started recording, I'm gonna show you now. I can't make this up. I would never make no shit up. But right here, I'm gonna zoom in so you can see it. Right there was a tree standing there. I turn around, I hear a whole bunch of thundering. It wasn't thunder or lightning or anything. It was a tree actually falling from over time, and also that wind and rain they had from that hurricane. Over time, I guess, I was in the area, but not too close to the area. I was actually in the center of the actual hurricane, but I'm not gonna dig too deep in it because we got people listening. But yeah, but I actually visually seen the tree break in half while I was reading before I started recording, and it sounded like a million thunders. At one time, I turned around and seen a whole tree just fall down in front of me. But that was just a little something that just happened, but I just wanted to share that with y'all. All right, I'm gonna keep walking the path, and the path leads into the trees. So I hope none of them motherfucking trees don't fall on my top of my head, or none of these videos will get to y'all. Well, I'm going through the trees, and I had to show y'all this. It looks crazy. Well, I was right. It was water in that spot where it dipped down at, because I can tell they got rocks on each side. That means so the water can pass through easily. Yep, it is water, of course. But I don't think it's flowing water because it's just sitting right there. That's where the water would come through at. Yeah, it's not flowing water. This water is just sitting. So they stopping this water from somewhere. Somewhere this water is getting stopped. So as you can see, there's water. But it is moving. I can see it moving. I don't know if it's the wind is taking it, but it is moving actually. Yeah, we're gonna keep it rolling. Man, it looks crazy. Wow, I just turned off for 2 seconds and look who there is. Oh, I can't zoom it all the way, but a deer. Bambi came out of nowhere. I'm walking, it's walking, and I stop, it stopped. Can you see it? Right there. You'll be able to rewind it, be able to see it. But there's a deer walking through there. Everything outside of yourself is yourself. It's like a reflection of myself. What if it was just me in another body? Well, my head is different dimensions out in this world. So this, like, you can reach different dimensions even while you sleep. But let me go ahead and pause and make sure I save time, have enough time for everything. So make sure everything gets recorded. And now, as you can see, I want to cut it back on. Now this is the road in the center right here that'll lead you into the actual complex where the visitor center is at. I didn't go inside the visitor center, you know, merchandising and all that shit. I didn't need to do all that. I already know who we are. I mean, I don't need to buy anything to reaffirm it. But if you know, but it's just if it's something important there, it'll be brought. You know, I might just check it out. But who knows? But I'm not going to just go in there just to be. I'm revisiting something in my mind that visually had to see to you know, to make it all make sense to me. But as you can see, we can go on across the street where you come in at to the main place, the main plaza. So I walked the whole grounds, but it's the other side of the grounds. So I thought the Etowah Indian Mounds out in Georgia was huge. This is even bigger. So out in Louisiana, like this is one of the largest in the whole United States. This is like a meeting ground right here. All right, so we're gonna keep going. Even with this wind blowing, you can hear the leaves against the wind against the leaves. It just sounds like water flowing. It sounds like it. It sounds like thousands of gallons of water, millions of gallons of water just flowing through the trees. It just sounds like a waterfall just splashing. Man. Oh yeah, another thing, when I was driving up this way, I was thinking about my the dragonfly was in my car. Man, it was so many. I know it's the country and all, but it was so many dragonflies that when I was driving this way, they was like on each side of the street, and then when I would pass by them, they would go over my car. It would be just the craziest thing. But I understand because I would see it. I'm like, man, that's amazing. So I was like, man, that's something I had to understand for myself. But there's a lot of dragonflies out here. I know the Mississippi River is out here really close, right up along here. I think it's behind these trees. And I ain't got the shoes for it to go up in there like that. I might try to get as close as I can to see, because there's not really any more trees behind here. It's like a lot of, I just see a lot of sky behind these trees, if you can understand what I'm saying. See, it's trees among trees among trees out that way. But if you look high enough, There's no trees back there. So I'm thinking the Mississippi River is in between here, right behind here. I can't really go in there. I ain't got the shoes for it, but fuck it. Let's try to make something happen or try to reaffirm what I'm saying. No fear, man. You gotta live with no fear to understand some shit. You start fearing shit, and when you can't start understanding because you pull yourself back behind your fear. And the fear becomes your cloak. And, ooh, I can't do it. No, man. I wouldn't have gone all these places if I would have had fear. Oh, it looks like the land drops, and that's the Mississippi River right behind it. Yep. Yep, it is. I can see it. I wonder if you can. I can see it. It's brown water. It's the Mississippi River. Yep. That's it. That's it. I knew it. They said it's right there. I can show you. I got close enough to where I can show you, okay? But I ain't going all the way in there. Motherfucker, you ain't gonna never find my ass coming up out there, but it's a steep hill. All right, I'm gonna zoom in so you can see. Boom, there it go. That ain't land down there. It's flowing water. It's flowing water. I can see it moving. That's the Mississippi River right behind here. So everywhere I run across any type of Indian mound, they had water near them. So they wasn't like slow people. They knew what they were doing. They gonna set up somewhere. We're gonna set up where we can get fish too. We can get our water too. And look, and there go a cardinal just flew out of there. Wow, that's crazy. Everything happens for a reason. I would have not visually have seen it for myself if I didn't walk up to here. See, these like down trees right here, man, down, man. But these are down trees. I can't really get up in there, but that's what I'm saying. It's water flowing behind there. Maybe I can get behind that building, and maybe there's a way to get into it. All right, zoom out really quick. This is Mound C. It measures about today 260 feet long and 80 feet wide. But some of its original width has been lost through erosion into bayou making. It appears to be about 6 feet tall, but its true base is about 2 feet lower than the current height of the adjacent plaza. The plaza is actually a building. That's all the artifacts and stuff at. The mound was probably conical in shape originally, but a historic road ran through it lengthwise and damaged it. So they damaged our shit, our people's shit. So the floors have different colors and textures of soil. Some of the surfaces have artifacts and earths, pits, and post holes. These remains suggest that people may have lived on the mound. The final construction stage involved placement of a thick cap of soil over the mound. Mound C was built during the Poverty Point occupation. So it was built while it was, settling here. But it is not certain when during that time frame it was constructed. Okay, this is Mound A right here. This is where they started at right here. The first mound they actually built. Mound B, somewhere in that area, right behind those trees, and Mound C would be right in this area, right above or around those trees or behind it. So they would start here, work their way over there to be, and so it just shows you the more they were building, they kept getting taller and taller and taller until they got to about like 180 feet from it. They started from 6 feet or maybe 8 feet tall, and it ended up at 180 feet. So they just showing you illumination, rising up. The bird rises. I was right. They go Mound C. So if you look at it, they pretty much A. That's Mound A. Mound B was behind those trees, and Mound C. Mound C is their highest point. Make get it right. Make a pyramid. All of them are shaped in conical form. Right? How can I sit here in a matter of an hour and a half, maybe, and figure something out? Come on, man. they made it to the highest point. They started from the two base and the highest point. Ashe. And we back to where we started from. Where the building is. Only have a minute and 26 seconds left. And this is the water I spoke of, where it's called the Bayou Macon Overlook. Bayou Macon. You are standing on the eastern edge of the Macon, pronounced Mason. 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 We're the original Masons, man. Come on. Bayou Mason. Okay, you are standing in the eastern edge of the Mason. Bayou Mason. Ridge Bluff. Just past the fence, ground elevation drops 20 feet to the Bayou Macon and the Mississippi floodplains. The Bayou Mason may not have existed during the Poverty Point culture occupation 1700 to 1100 BC. The Mississippi River was closer at this time and may have formed a shallow backwater lake between it and the Macon Ridge. Later, prehistoric groups like the Coles Creek period people, 800 AD to 1100 AD, used the Bayou Macon for transportation, fishing, and drinking water. In historic times, the steamboats traveled the Bayou Mason to deliver supplies and pick up cotton from towns along its banks. Pretty much, they used it for slavery, damn near. So we made it back. Now this is the Bayou Mason.